Good morning. Right, I had a delivery this week. I ordered my replacement torch for my keyring after the lumen top incident on the last video. I asked if anybody could recommend a keyring torch, and Zed came up with Fenix as a manufacturer. So I had a look at Fenix's torches, and they had one which fit the bill really nicely. There it is. It's a Fenix E12. Get it off and have a look. Right. I'm very pleased with it. As you can see, it is quite a bit bigger than the hopelessly poor quality lumen top. It's because it's a single AA rather than a single AAA. Just go through actually. I picked up, before I left the house, sorry about the chickens, they want something, I don't know what, they've had their breakfast. Hush! Good girl. Yeah, before I left the house, I dug out a few of my old torches, which for some reason I've kept. I don't know why, but I've still got them. I had this one years and years ago. I think it's not marked on there anywhere, but I seem to remember it's actually a true utility. It lasted maybe 2 or 3 years before it died. But even while I had it, it wasn't my favourite because it uses 3 of these batteries. R44. And they were quite expensive and they didn't last long at all. So it was costing me, I think, probably about £8 to put 3 batteries in it, and they wouldn't last long. So that was okay. It was well made. It's sturdy mechanically in terms of the machining. The electronics failed eventually after, like I said, 2 or 3 years. I think that was probably about the £10 range, something like that. And another one I had, I think I had this previous to the true utility. This is a 99p store's job, and surprisingly, now this has been out of use for at least 10 years. It does actually still just about work. I think the reason I decided I didn't like this one was that you've only got this little hole here to attach it. You can't actually get a split ring through there, and I ended up carrying it on, funnily enough, what I've ended up carrying my new one on, that thin thread stuff. I'm not going to stick with that, that's just temporary until I find something that can fit a bit better. But the cheapo cord that came with this one wore through all the time, and I ended up replacing it with cotton and various bits of thread, and it was getting annoying. But actually it's good to see that all these years later, just sitting there doing nothing, a very long time, just about still works. And it has CR2032s, which aren't that expensive. And I think, as this torch has just shown, it would appear that CR2032s can sit out of use for a long time and still just about have life in them. Right, so back to the, then I got the lumen top, which was upsetting. I really like this torch, and it's lasted only about a year, unfortunately. So, the Fenix. Like I say, it does come with the cord type attachment, which I'm not a huge fan of, but at least in this case it is decent quality cord, so it's not going to break in a hurry. And in the meantime, I'm going to see what I can find in the way of a tiny little clip to fit through there, something nice and strong. This cost a bit more. The lumen top was 10 to 12 quid. This was getting towards 30. It was sort of 25, 30 quid-ish. But it does have, oh no, back in a sec. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. The floor is a long way away these days. particularly if you use these nickel metal hydride batteries, the high capacity ones. You get some really impressive figures out of this torch. Let's see. Right, I'll give you the alkaline battery figures first. You know, your standard Duracell or Everready or whatever. Everready? Do you still get Everready? I don't know. Right, using an alkaline battery, on its low setting, which is 8 lumens, you get 22 hours. Now, that's not bad. That's all right. And at 8 lumens, the time was about comparable to the lumen top. It was about the same in terms of hours, but the lumens are a lot different. This one, I think, was only 2 lumens or something, whereas this one gives you 8. The mid setting, which is 50 lumens, gives you 6.5 hours. Again, this is on the alkaline battery. And the high setting, which is 130 lumens, which is really bright for a little torch like this, you get 1.5 hours. Now, with the nickel metal hydride batteries, which I put in this, on the low setting, you get 40 hours. That's really impressive. 40 hours is good. On the mid setting, 50 lumens, you get 6.5 hours. And on its brightest 130 lumens setting, you get 1.5 hours. So in conjunction with a high capacity battery, this is really good. It's got the tail switch, which is something I wanted. I don't like the twisty ones. And it's got a little switch guard around it. So there's not much chance of it switching itself on the keys. Full click to switch it on, and it switches itself on its lowest setting. That's 8 lumens. And then you use half clicks to cycle through the brightnesses. So there's your mid one, 50 lumens, and there's your 130. Unfortunately, it's daylight at the moment, but you switch that on in the dark, and it really, that's good. It's a good torch. Chinese, unfortunately, it seems almost impossible to avoid buying Chinese as much as I'd like to. But this does come with quite an impressive warranty as well. I think you get a 5-year warranty on all parts and labour should it fail. And then beyond 5 years, you get a lifetime warranty that covers you for all parts, and you only pay for the labour, or the other way round, one of the two. So on paper, they've got a really impressive warranty. The fact that there is no UK contact address, this is all in, the company's entirely based in, what's the name of the city? I did recognise the name, Shenzhen. They're in Shenzhen in China. Does make me wonder, should I ever need to use the warranty and send this back, whether I'm ever going to see this thing again. Not just because of the distances involved and the lack of a UK distributor or representative, but also the fact that China aren't really known for sticking to their promises, are they? Anyway, there it is. It turns out this Fenix E12 is the exact, I didn't realise when I ordered this, but when I looked back at my comments and I saw what Zed had recommended, it was this exact model that his friends got. And it turns out that Zed has I think he said he's got a single AAA version of these from years ago, and it's still going strong. I think he said after about 20 years. So, bodes well. I've got high hopes for this one. It is a bit bigger on my keys, but when you're walking around with, where did I put them? When you're walking around with that, I'm not that bothered about keeping it small and lightweight anymore. My keys don't really go in my pocket anyway. They go in my bag or in the glove box, or, you know. Yeah, very happy with it. Very happy with it indeed. Let's hope it lasts. And thankfully, it didn't fail halfway through the video. That's always a bonus. Have a good Sunday. I'm to work later, unfortunately. But anyway, have a good Sunday. See you later.